Hey everyone, welcome to Art Studio 320. My name is Melanie, and this week's project is an MCM or mid-century modern end table, and we are going to have some fun, so stick around. I use vinegar and water to clean off my piece before I start. It's 1 part vinegar to 1 part water. It's simple and cheap. What I'm doing here is just kind of thinking. I'm looking at the piece, wondering about taking off the bottom, if I should put legs on it, and it looks like I'm going to put legs on it. Anytime you are deconstructing anything, you need to look at the structure, look how it's put together and with what before you take anything apart, so you know what to take apart and what to leave. The finish on this veneer was very light, so it was hard to tell when exactly I was finished sanding, although you could see the grain much clearer once I had sanded off that top layer of stain and top coat. There were a lot of spots on this veneer that were cracked and pieces that were missing, so I needed to go around and fill all of those in with my plastic Wood-X wood filler and then go back and sand it. Now whenever I am sanding anything, I start with 120 grit unless it's a very, very thin veneer. I will start with 120 grit, then I go to 220 grit, and then I go to 400 grit, and that will give me a very, very nice finish. I ran to the store to get some paint. I got Tuscan Orange. Probably freaking out right now. And this is called Mustard. And then I got a sample, which I cringed, $7.98 for this tiny little thing. But look how pretty this color is. It's called Mist. I just want to try it out. I think I might be able to use it on this piece. So I wanted to share with you, I've been kind of creatively thinking, what am I going to do with this piece? So I have the end table here. Last night I started to stain and I stopped because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. See all this wood filler here? What keeps happening is the veneer, oh I love veneer, the veneer is chipping on the edges. So whenever I'm rubbing across a tack cloth, it catches on something and pulls the veneer. As you can see, I didn't do very much because the veneer is pulling off all over and it's starting to freak me out. It seems to be very fragile. I mean, this piece is not a fragile piece, but the veneer seems to be fragile. I see that there have been some repairs on this piece, not refinishing, but just repairs of the veneer. It feels dry and brittle. I mean, it is an old piece. It said 1947 on the sticker. I am leery about messing with the veneer too much more. This wood grain is nothing great, but it is going to be a backdrop, so maybe it doesn't matter. So this is all the stuff that's going through my head. I was like, okay, I'm going to stain it dark. Am I going to paint the whole thing? I don't know. That's not really like me, although sometimes it has to be done. So this is what the veneer looks on one side. It's weird because it's horizontal instead of vertical. It's usually vertical. So I guess that's kind of unique and cool. And I kind of like it. But it's not the same on all sides. This is different. And this is different still. So now that I'm looking at it even more, I think I am going to stain it. Now that I'm talking it through, I think I am going to use the Hickory water-based stain stain the whole thing. And because it's water-based, it's going to dry really fast, and that means I can paint on top of it. I use Pinterest a lot just to spark that creativity, and I suggest you do that because it's infinite. The amount of things that you can find there, and I'm not saying copy what you see on Pinterest. I'm saying look on Pinterest to spark ideas in your head. And that's the whole idea, is to be inspired by someone else. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what artists do. You're inspired by the world around you. You go to museums, you're inspired. You go to the park, you're inspired. You go to a children's classroom, you're inspired. I'm starting to feel like I'm getting an idea that's coming to fruition somewhat. I'm getting there. Stick around. There are some real positives about using water-based stain. It is environmentally friendlier than oil-based stain. It's easier to clean up, and it doesn't have that horrible smell. However, it is harder to stain with. It does not go on as smoothly as an oil-based stain, and I have found that one layer just isn't enough. So I'm putting more than one coat on here just to even it out. And the veneer drama continues with glue being pushed underneath and having the veneer crack. This was crazy. I was trying so hard to be careful, but in the end, I got it to stay put finally. And once it dried, I was able to sand it down so that once I had stain on it, you really couldn't see. In fact, you really can't even see it there. I numbered each of the drawers and then lined them up together because my design was going to go over the 3 drawers. I wanted to make sure they were in order and they were right side up. Then I sketched out my design and drew it onto the 3 drawers. I chose a whole host of colors for this design, and I showed you some of the colors in the beginning. There are a couple that didn't quite make it to the screen. I apologize for that. Once I start painting, all bets are off. I need a camera person. I wanted to lighten the colors. I didn't want any of the colors too bold. When I think of mid-century modern colors, I kind of think of muted colors. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's how I look at it. So I used a lot of the Cashmere from Fusion, which is a white color, not white, it's kind of a creamy white, to mix a lot of the colors. Another thing I don't like about water-based stain is when I am trying to take paint off, it is much more difficult to get the paint off without taking the stain with it. I wanted to share a couple of things I purchased this morning. One is by Plastic Wood. I get the Plastic Wood X. That's what I use usually, wood filler. But this is a different kind. I think it will dry faster. It is stainable and paintable. And stainable is the one I'm looking for. And then I also bought one of these. I've never got one of these touch-up markers before, so I thought I would buy it because if I needed it, I would need it on this project. I apologize. Sometimes when I get into painting, I forget about the video, and I think you saw most of it, but here's the problem. I got so into painting, I forgot about the holes for the poles. Now, the holes are 4.5 inches center to center. That means from here to here. It's really hard to find mid-century modern hardware that I can afford, that I can get quickly, that's 4.5 inches. But I did find some 5-inch, which are coming today. However, 5-inch on these drawers is really long. And this is such a small little end table. I thought maybe I would close these up, paint over this, paint over that, fill in with wood filler. Use small knobs on these because this is what I want people to see. And if I've got giant poles here, they're not going to see that. So I think what I'm going to do is fill these in, drill some holes in the centers, and do it that way. Yesterday I got these in the mail. The little knobs I have are brushed gold, so I think I'm going to spray paint these to be brushed. So I'm going to spray paint them with champagne mist. I always put like a towel down on the floor. I'm trying to protect the finished areas. This is the area I have to work with for the feet, and I've got 4 cut 2x4s. I am going to be putting that there. This curve has caused a bit of a problem, not a problem, but maybe if I do it like that, and just have to make sure that whatever I'm drilling in here, it's going in and is going to stay. I think that'll look nice. I just have to make sure that I get this in and that it's not going to go through. For the most part, I don't always know what I'm going to do, but I usually will order hardware early. So that means I know what the hardware is going to be like. Therefore, if I need to fill in holes, I'm going to be doing it before I do any staining, or definitely before I paint. I forgot. The new wood filler I bought in a tube I thought would be a little cleaner. Well, I guess it was in a way, but when it came down to sanding, it was exactly the same, and I still had to make some repairs. anytime you're going to drill a hole, measure twice, cut once, drill once, whatever you want to say, it will save you a lot of heartache, because filling in holes that you know you have to fill in is one thing, but having to redo something because you drilled a hole you weren't supposed to drill, well, that's no fun. So yes, I measure twice, 3 times, even 4 times, any which way I can, so that I make sure that it's where it needs to be. One of the last things I do on a project is finish the drawers. I put something on the inside like Mama's Big Butta or hemp oil, and then on the outside I use polyurethane to make those drawers look finished. It makes a huge difference in the overall appearance of the piece. I thought I would take you out of the chaos of my garage and welcome you into my calm living room. If you've gotten to this point in my video, you most likely have watched my videos before, and I just want to say thank you to those that have watched me consistently, and those of you that are just finding me, I appreciate you too. I love your comments. Thank you for your support. It really does mean the world to me. If it takes me a while to answer your comments, please don't take that personally. It just takes me a while to get back to it. But I really do appreciate all of you. I am trying to grow my channel, so I will be making a few changes. I am going to be changing the logo for my channel, and so my channel might start to look a little different. The thumbnails for my videos, which pop up on your phone or your laptop, they will look probably a little different too, especially because my logo will probably be on them. It will be called Furniture Recreated, which is already on my channel, but you probably have never noticed it because I always say Studio 320 or Art Studio 320, because that's how I started. This is my 3rd year on YouTube, and I figured if I want more viewers, I probably need to officially change my channel name so that maybe the algorithm will pick me up a little bit more. It would be nice to get enough viewers so that I can make a little bit of money. So on to the end table that we did this week. I hope that you really like it. You know, I've been using these end tables as kind of a canvas, and I really like to do that. And I've been enjoying the mid-century modern graphics idea. And this time I thought some mid-century modern flowers would really be fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope that this inspires you to try something like this on your furniture, no matter what it is. It doesn't have to be an end table, but give it a shot. Thank you for being here. Good luck on your next project, and I will see you next time.
You can do it.
Time goes by, yeah, you and I are running out. Time goes by, I change my mind about you and I. So would you stay for a minute so I can be brave? Let me catch my breath. Now I can feel.
Hey, thanks for watching my video. You can find more videos just like this on my YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe.